Hi there. As you can see, I've made my water filtering system, and the goal today was to make our filter to see if our water filtering factories actually do their job by purifying our water without using any dangerous chemicals. Now, this filter is commonly used in our water filtering factories. It is made with rocks, charcoal, sponge, and sand. And today, I'll be testing out with this jar and taking that dirty creek water and filling it up with this jar, pouring it into our filter and see if it turns into purified water. Come with me and I'll show you. So, as you can see, I'm collecting dirty river water, and many creatures have roamed these waters today. Now I'm going to take the dirty water from the lake and pour it in our filter to see if it gets pure. Do you notice anything different between the color of these jars? Well, there's no different really, but in water filtering factories, they don't purify their water. They use chemicals to make sure they don't develop any diseases or get sick.
What is water? Water is a polar compound that is an important solvent for polar molecules in chemistry and known as the universal solvent for its ability to dissolve many substances. It is a transparent fluid which forms the world's streams, lakes, oceans, and rain, and is a major constituent of fluids of organisms.
As a chemical compound, a water molecule contains one oxygen and two hydrogen atoms that are connected by covalent bonds. But there is a satisfaction you get from drinking fresh lake water that you don't get from tap or bottled water. It tastes sweet like honey or nectar that is refreshing. Tap water and bottled water are filtered and chemically treated. You can taste it in the water.
Drinking water also helps the skin do its job of regulating the body's temperature through sweating. Feed your body. Water is essential for the proper circulation of nutrients in the body. Water serves as the body's transportation system, and when we are dehydrated, things just can't get around as well.
The main sources of water pollution are discharge of untreated raw sewage from households and factories, chemicals dumped from factories, agricultural runoffs that make their way into our rivers and streams and groundwater sources, urbanization, the rising use of synthetic organic substances, oil spills, acid rain caused by the burning of fossil fuels, human littering in rivers, oceans, lakes, and other bodies of water. Harmful litter includes plastic, aluminum, glass, and styrofoam.
I've been walking for 5 hours. There's still no water. Water! 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 Oh, I'm not to afford clean drinking water. So I guess I'm stuck with unpurified water.
How does water pollution affect humans? Try drinking untreated water nowadays, and your body will immediately react to it. You get a stomachache at the least. Waterborne diseases account for the death of 3,575,000 people a year. That's equivalent to a jumbo jet crashing every hour. Infectious diseases can be spread through contaminated water. Some of these waterborne diseases.
Many countries live in poverty and are not fortunate enough to have fresh, clean drinking water. All of us would perish without water, as it is essential for our survival. We need water to drink, bathe, and to grow crops for food. For most of us, water is always at our fingertips. We can simply turn on the tap any time of the day or all year long. Throughout the world, millions of people must walk 4 hours each morning to bring water to their homes. But even then, the water is contaminated with diseases and parasites, making the water unsafe to drink. In developing countries, the lack of clean water is devastating, and millions of children and people have died due to the lack of fresh drinking water. We all take clean water for granted. Think about it. The water some people are drinking around the world are filled with chemicals, diseases, and toxins that can make you severely ill or even kill you. Pollution caused by many factories spewing toxic gases into the air and water is a major part of why our waters are saturated with pollution. But people always blame the big industries polluting our waters. But in reality, we are all responsible. Many partake in the sport of boating, water skiing, and jet skiing. One can see a trail of oily toxic film on the surface of the water left behind from the motorboats. Cans, plastic wrappers, plastic bottles, and garbage can be seen floating in rivers, oceans, and lakes along the shoreline. Factories are not the culprit. We are. We abuse the privileges of our clean drinking water, which is from a water filtering system. Here is a list of countries that are below poverty and drink dirty water. Chad, Haiti, Libya, Congo, Democratic Republic of the Syria, Leone, Nigeria, Suriname, Swaziland, Zimbabwe, and Burundi. These countries are below poverty because of the atmospheric conditions, climate, and their habitat. In addition, not only the climate is affecting their living conditions, it's affecting their surrounding and land in their area. If the world continues to pollute nature's waters, then the survival of these people living in these countries will perish. The water may turn into a deadly poison.
Some of the contaminants that contain in our water are bacteria, total chloroform, nitrates, and finally, herbicides and pesticides. Bacteria is when a water test shows the presence of bacteria. It is considered unsafe to drink until the problem is fixed and the well is disinfected. The absence of bacteria in any one test does not ensure safety at other times. Regular testing throughout the year will establish your well's water consistency and increase your confidence in its safety. Spring runoff, heavy rain events, or prolonged dry spells, as well as wear and tear of the well structure, or changes to the water catchment can all potentially affect the quality of your water. Total chloroform. Total chloroform organisms are a group of bacteria that are commonly found in the environment and are an indicator of the safety of your water. Total chloroform bacteria, if present, indicate that disease-causing organisms like bacteria, viruses, and parasites could potentially be present in your water supply. E. coli. Only in the intestines of the animals, including humans. If any amount of E. coli bacteria is found in a water sample, it is an indication that human sewage or animal feces has contaminated our water supply. Nitrates. The presence of nitrates in well water is usually the result of farming activities like fertilizing or seepage from the spectric systems. If nitrates are at levels above 10 milligrams per liter of water, an infant may suffer from a condition known as blue baby syndrome or methemoglobinemia. Blue baby syndrome is caused by the nitrates interfering with the blood's ability to carry oxygen throughout the body, in other words, loss of red blood cells. Herbicides and pesticides. Herbicides and pesticides from both agriculture and household use can only contaminate wells if used improperly or excessively. Always read and use the amount stated on the manufacturer's labels.
What a beautiful day walking through the creek and it's 38 degrees outside. 38 degrees outside. Ew, what is that? That is disgusting. Like, why do people put in the water? Like, that's the one reason why some people get sick or get diseases. Like, guys, you should stop. Seriously. This is not how it should be. I'm done.
You can survive without food for several weeks because your body will gradually switch to using stored fat and protein to make its energy. But cut off your water supply and you'll be dead within days. Water equals life. It's as simple as that. Around 2/3 of your body, as much as 75% if you're a baby, is H2O. Even your bones, which you might think are completely solid, contain about 25% water. On average, we need 2.4 liters of water each day to keep ourselves healthy. With water so important to our lives, it's hardly surprising we like it clean, pure, and tasty. That's one reason why people spend so much money on water filters that can remove any harmful impurities.
The water cycle is important to our lives and helps us understand the cycle of water. First, the water from the ocean goes through a process called condensation, which is when the water evaporates to the atmosphere forming clouds. Then the wind blows the clouds across the sky and precipitation happens. The rain then runs down the mountain and flows back into the ocean. Then the cycle repeats. However, before going up into the atmosphere, the water from the ocean evaporates and travels up into the clouds, and it starts to produce more precipitation, which comes back down and gives creatures and plants one of their main necessities.
If you want to help keep your waters clean, there are many things you can do to help. You can prevent water pollution of nearby rivers and lakes, as well as groundwater and drinking water by following some simple guidelines in your everyday life. Conserve water by turning off the tap when running water is not necessary. This helps prevent water shortages and reduces the amount of contaminated water that needs treatment. Be careful about what you throw down your sink or toilet. Don't throw paints, oils, or other forms of litter down the drain. Use environmentally household products such as washing powder, household cleaning agents, or toiletries. Take great care not to overuse pesticides or fertilizers. This will prevent runoffs of the material into nearby water sources. By having more plants in your garden, you are preventing fertilizer, pesticides, and contaminated water from running off into nearby water sources. Don't throw litter into rivers, lakes, or oceans. Help clean up any litter you see on benches or in rivers and lakes. Make sure it is safe to collect the litter and put it in a nearby
There's some ways on purifying your water without spending thousands of dollars on a filter. First is using an ultraviolet filter. Second is boiling water. And third is cutting up some limes and setting them in the sun for 6 to 10 hours.
Learn about water contaminants and how our world is affected by this. However, if you do your part in helping recycle and be more conservative of the use of the water, remember, water is our main source of survival. Don't contaminate our waters. Don't be the reason why creatures are extinct. Reduce, reuse, recycle. And thanks for watching GWI. Tune in next time at www.gwi.com.